What up YouTube? It's me, Kevin, and today I'm explaining to you why you need to find the biggest press you can find and why I'm selling mine. So let's go. Before I explain this press, I want to explain why I'm selling this thing in the first place. Because I would love nothing more than to keep it, but space. I only have 12 foot, and this thing is like 3 inches from both sides touching. Now the platens can come in if I need them to, but with the side clamps, I need them to be out a little more. But I've been doing it for a little over 5 years now, and I'm having a hard time keeping up with orders. With that said, it's time to upgrade to an automatic. And if you can guess which one I'm going to purchase or is on the way, by all means, guess away in the comments. But there are 3 things that this press has to accommodate. One, it has got to be carried up a set of stairs. So, you know, weight is a bit of an issue, but we can definitely manage that. It too has to fit through like a 34-inch door. I can tear off a little bit of trim, cut out some wall. It can get up to about 40 inches if I need it to. And 3, it's got to fit within a 12-foot diameter, with me being able to put screens inside of it as well. So only about 3 presses that I found actually meet those criteria. That is in the very, very near future, but this press is for sale, and it will be taken apart bolt by bolt, piece by piece, because there's no way I was able to carry this thing up the stairs and through that door at 11.5 foot. But when it comes to purchasing a press, there's a screen printer that lives here in town, and I think the best piece of advice he gave me was get the biggest one you can get. I agree with him about 80% of the way, because when it comes to colors isn't that big of a deal. This is a 10 color, 10 station press. And most of the jobs I do are between 2 and 4 to 5 colors. So a 6 color press is really all you need. You don't really need anything bigger than a 6 color press, definitely starting out. But 10 colors is super nice to have. Right now I have like 3 to 4 jobs set up on it. So I can go from one job to the other without having to break one job down and set up another job. I can do all 3 of those jobs before I even have to think about breaking it down. The one thing I did like about the 10 stations is the fact that I can load 10 shirts at a time. So if I had a 4 color, 4 station press, I mean, I would have to load and unload every 4 shirts, which would take a really long time, because I'd have to make every single one of them. If I can load 10 and then make 10 and then unload 10, I could start with another set of 10, which helps out when you have, I don't know, 100, 200 shirts to do. You know, you only got to put it on the carousel 10 times or 20 times and you're done. And the stack goes through fairly quickly. The other thing with having a 10 station, something this big, is you can cool your pallets off before it gets back to you. So my flash is set up on number 4. So the flash is 4 stations away from me, so I'm not just burning up with that flash right beside me the whole time. Having that flash on number 4 is super nice. It hits that flash and then it's got to go 6 stations before it even gets to me, which means it has plenty of time to cool down, which will in turn help you out with fibrillation, help you out with, you know, your pallets getting too hot and not having time to cool down, because yes, your pallets need to be warm, but they don't need to be burning up hot. They do need time to cool down. So the 10 station is super nice. If you're looking for a press, I would suggest getting as many stations as you possibly can. Colors, I mean 10 is nice, but it is overkill. 8 would probably be a really good number, but 6 is probably like all you need. 6 is a really good number when it comes to color. When it comes to side clamps, the vastex 2000 HD has a bar that goes all the way across it, and it's probably an inch and a half thick, and it catches the entire back of the screen, and that thing is going nowhere. Side clamps, I think because this machine is built so well, the side clamps aren't necessary. Another thing that I have a love-hate relationship with is how the pallets are attached to the bracket. They have 4 screws, which is good for the pallet so that you can level it front to back, left to side. Super nice. It's also quite difficult if you don't know what you're doing. But I understand why they did it, because if you have uneven floors and you can't level the press off completely, you can level at least the pallets off. Makes sense. The off contact adjustments, the micro adjustments are super smooth, super nice. I think all of the industry presses micro adjustments are probably top notch. I don't know of anybody that complains about them. Holding registration. Once you set those micros, I have come back like 2 weeks later. I left a job up there, I know for a fact, that they were gonna call back and need more shirts. Came back 2 weeks later, everything was still in registration, never touched anything, just picked up a squeegee, loaded ink, and went to work. So holding registration, this thing is amazing. Where the arms come out, there are measurements so that you can set every one of the pallets the exact same. Another thing I like about the vastex, the 2000 for sure, I don't know if the 1000 does it or not, but it has gas shocks to lift it up and down. So the lifting up and down is smooth. The other downside, which is more of a love-hate as well to the vastex, is that it is heavy. Because everything is steel, like it is heavy. There's no aluminum anywhere on this thing. It is 100% American steel. It's a tank. I know everybody says that their press is a tank. This thing has holes drilled all the way, all over this thing, trying to take weight off of it because they understand how well it's built. So if I had to suggest a press, I would suggest the vastex. They specialize in one thing and one thing only, and that is manual presses. They don't have their time spent anywhere else trying to make money off of automatics. They do make other equipment, screen print related, but they don't sell like screens and inks and squeegees and all kinds of other stuff. So their time is spent making presses and equipment, screen print related. That's my 2 cents on vastex. I will miss it, and if you're looking for a press, I got what you need. Hit me up. and we'll make something happen. Woo! So I hope that helped some of the questions you may have had about purchasing a press. If there are more questions that you have that weren't answered, by all means, leave them in the comments. I will give you my opinion on what I think. But that is definitely one of the best presses I've ever had out of two. I've only had two. But yeah, if there's a video that you definitely want to see, let me know. I have this special little wheel that I'm fixing to start doing. And if your name makes it on here, I will definitely give you a shout out. There are some things on there that people have suggested, so I have it on there, but I don't know who suggested it, so resuggest it and I'll give you a shout out. Thank you for everybody who has subscribed, and till next time, peace.